It's time for ignition and straight up automobile pimping.
Dude, where's my car?
Dudes and dudettes, welcome back to another episode of the Dude, Where's My Car podcast. I'm your host, Tom, and I have my lovely co-host with me, Mr. Asian Santa, the man who's bagging every car in Sydney. What is going on, Mr. Tony?
I'm wonderful. I'm getting used to that intro again.
Yeah?
We haven't been filming for a while.
I know, we haven't been filming for a while. We've been quite busy. We've been off doing other things, going to events and filming shows and doing dumb shit. But how are you, bro? You good?
I'm good. Get ready to get back into it.
100%. Guys, we have a fan favourite guest back on the show today. We have our number one guest back on our show today. He filmed episode 1 with us. We did this show probably, God, when did we start this? Probably like a year ago, a year and a bit ago.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rain in between, so.
There's been, tremendous thunderstorms, torrential rain. Humidity has been at an all-time high. My butt crack has been fucking filthy. And as we know, this episode, every single time we film this show, there's always something going on. And I'm sure it's probably going to rain halfway through this episode as well to make my editing life hell. But, ladies and gentlemen, I have none other than Mr. Benny from Contact Patch Solutions back on this podcast with us. How are you, Benny?
Good to be back, boys. Welcome back. It's lovely to be joining you for the first time today.
Cracking catch.
It's been absolutely marvellous. Welcome back from China, Tony. China. Happy New Year. Happy Year of the Snake. It's some saying the best year ever, maybe.
China.
Sorry,
it's called the Gulf of America now.
China. So when we were talking about doing this, I was like, so where's Tony? And then I just get this one. I get this picture as a reply, and it's literally Donald Trump's face. That's just like eyes and lips, no nose. And it says China. China. I was like, great.
China. Dude,
you know where it's from? China.
Can we please, sorry to segue real quick. I know we just started, but the guy who's going viral right now, Tony,
Yes,
Tony from China with the LED signs, bro, every time I see him, I think of fucking Tony.
Every day I get a new one from Tom as an inbox. He goes, just memeing the shit out of me with that guy. I'm like,
what up, homie? Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony, you know what? I won't cheat on you.
Dude, he's fucking absolutely baller. I didn't realize he can speak multiple languages. He can do a fucking Trump impersonation like no
You know
tomorrow.
what? Some are saying the best ever. You know what? From China.
From China. Pick up your LED signs. The best ever from China.
You know what? I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Anyway, we should probably stop promoting his business because this is the Dude, Where's My Car podcast. And if you're not buying merch from Car Culture Australia, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is going to be about a very special place in the world. It takes place in a very, very nice favourite country of mine in the world. Some of my best friends come from this country. Sorry, I can't. I thought of Trump and now I can't stop thinking.
Some of my best friends.
Some of my best friends are from Japan. We are talking about Japan, but not only are we talking about the country, we're talking about Tokyo Auto Salon 2025. And Benny, you had the absolute privilege of going to this show this year and experiencing it probably more than just your average viewer. You are very much a part of this in more ways than one. And I couldn't have thought of a better person to actually come on this show today to actually talk about this event. Why people should go, why is it interesting, what makes it actually so relevant in today's world of cars and car culture, and also just how thrilling it is and like what your experience is like on a day-to-day inside and outside the event. Because, dude, everyone knows Japan's a cool place, but Tokyo Auto Salon is pretty fucking cool.
It's the events and the happenings around the actual auto salon are probably as good in different ways because they add to the whole atmosphere of the thing. So, Ginza Garage, my other business with Steve and Jake, who we've had that conversation, been interviewed and that sort of stuff. And we do Time Attack all together, all of us.
Yeah.
So we go there as Ginza Garage with, and we go and meet up with our manufacturing partners and race teams and stuff that we play with over in Japan. It's a really good time to catch up because we get to see what's coming for the year ahead. And we can plan what we're going to sort of be marketing for that year in terms of product and what we'll be looking to bring in and what we're looking to do with our customers and what we're looking to do with our own projects that we're trying to build. So it's expensive and fun all at the same time. But I mean, there's a lot of it's literally the cutting edge of the car culture world. So a lot of, so you've got to kind of be there to understand, and in what capacity changes, like your bosses from Core. So Troy was there at the same time. We sort of cross paths with each other and didn't get to catch up, unfortunately. But being there in a capacity where you understand how the automotive industry in Japan is reflected amongst the rest of its peers in terms of other countries that are major manufacturers like the US and that sort of stuff. So the US and Japan look to each other in certain aspects for a lot of manufacturing edge in terms of what's trending and what the market wants. So where the American market can offer Japan a bigger edge is because they're the largest consumer market in terms of automotive because of the size of their population and their involvement with cars. So that's pretty broadly understood across the market. So it sort of guides the way that Japan is going with manufacturing. But as you can probably tell, if most of the viewers and all of us know, we know like the Garage R guys with the carbon fiber and that sort of stuff. So that's become a huge thing where now like a lot of cars you can get complete carbon fiber setups for, it's pretty major. So I walk past all those guys because we go on the trade day, which is not open to the public, which is great because we get to go and see everything before everyone's sort of touched it and put fingerprints on it, so everything's still nice and clean. But our pre-potty chat about that green GTR, it was just, but bro, there is not a single photo or video of that thing that does any kind of justice.
I would agree with that completely. Did you know what we're talking about, Tones?
Yeah, no, I saw a Larry Chan video. He did a walkthrough before Auto Salon, so I watched that whole in depth.
So we've had Larry, remember when we were at Time Attack a couple of years ago. So, and I saw him at the Peaches meet. So we went to heaps of meets. We saw the guys from Donut. Our boys were there. So Tony, so I'll give a quick shout out to the boys. So Tony and Kylie from Yakuza Motorsports were there. Dom and Vo from Import Monkey were there. So we spent a heap of time together. We went out and did things together and had
some fun.
Did some cool stuff and then went to meets, and because we know a lot of people collectively and then introduce each other to other people that person may not know and that sort of stuff. So it's cool. It's just, like I said to the boys, and to obviously Kylie, because, she's not one of the boys, but, she's just...
she
like,
is.
Kylie,
she is,
Kylie,
but she isn't.
yeah,
But
she's a car guy. She's a car guy just wrapped in a woman. She's amazing. But, no, it's good because and I said to the guys while we're there, I said the best thing about this whole experience is that we get to share it with each other, because making memories like that, where like we do cool shit here and it's fun, but when you are in literally the heartbeat of what we are all connected by and making memories together, dude, you can't buy that experience. And like, even just something as simple as, bro, like, let me tell you, anyone who's been to Japan out there, like 1 a.m. visits, 3 a.m. visits to 7-Eleven or Family Mart or Lawson's. Bro, they are... Tony knows, he goes. But like you do that shit, ding, dong, 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 and like that shit that I send you guys when we're like on... Like,
you know this? Yeah. The little triangle rice.
But like you get that shit at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and the thing is... And because Tony gets it because he goes as well, but like would you pump out like 20 to 30,000 steps a day... That rice ball that you eat at 2 o'clock in the morning is the fucking best thing you've ever eaten in your life.
Lifesaver,
bro, it's literally, and you're like, anything. You walk in, they got fried chicken and rice at like 2 in the morning, you're like, all right, let's go. And it's, everything is just like a convenience store in Japan is the definition of convenience. It's not like, some places that you're like, convenience stores, you're like, not really that convenient. But like you can get everything there, and it's so good because they got alcohol and everything. Like they got Hayaketsu cans and everything. It's like $4.
We're trying to like funnel off fucking Red Bulls and pies in the morning to people, and
bro, there's is like a little Woolies with Dan Murphy's with KFC.
It's got everything in it.
Bro, it's got a ramen bar in there. There's like a little like a broth section.
But you go like, and Tony will confirm this. When you walk in, there's the cold drink section, and then there's a hot drink section where you can get like hot honey tea or hot jasmine tea, or you can get hot Boss coffees.
And these are in cans.
And they're in cans, or they like an aluminium bottle. And bro, and it is hot than a motherfucker. Like I grabbed the bottle and I was like, it doesn't seem that hot. And I took a swig of this tea at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, holy fuck, it's like the sun. And Bo's like, bro, I'm like, it's so hot inside. He goes, duh, bro. I'm like, I wasn't expecting it because you grab the bottle and it's like, oh yeah, it's like lukewarm, but the plastic is. They're that smart that they make it so you can hold it. It's not going to burn the fuck out of you, but on the way down, believe me, it does.
Smart motherfucker.
Exactly. But honestly, just like the best experience, and like I'm talking from my personal opinion. Not everyone likes to travel. Not everyone likes Asia. Not everyone likes cars. But like, I mean, let's be honest. The people that are watching this podcast are pretty much on our page. If you haven't been to Japan at all, go. It'll change your life.
Agreed.
And if you can handle crowds and if you can handle people in the cold, go for Tokyo Auto Salon. It is everything that you would expect a car event to be, but there's not just one. Like every day there's 10 things that you want to do and you can only afford in terms of time to do 2. Just because there's so much going on and it's everywhere. There's street drifting, there's circuit, like there's everything, like there's
happening.
There's like, so Attack Scuba is on while I'm there. I didn't get to go because we went to Fuji twice. But just like this, if you're a car guy, if you go, it'll be like 2 weeks you need a holiday from when you get back. That's literally like, I got home and I was like, I need to sleep. Because like every day is like 20,000 steps and you're awake for like 19 hours.
Yeah.
It's just pumping. And like simple stuff like when you go to like in what we used to sort of have to a degree here when you and I were kids, when it would like be La Perouse or like the Botany Boat Club car park and everyone would get there in the hotted up cars. You know when people were running around like 8-second cars with chutes on street rego before the police got hip to it.
Yeah.
But you could sort of hang out, but then it got a little bit funny where like people started to diss on the police and there started being burnouts and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of got ruined. But like there, you go to like, they've got PA, so parking areas all over every freeway and just generally where they have intersection of freeway directions. But the most famous one, which if you've seen Tokyo Drift or any of the, like basically all of the tours that everyone does, Daikoku parking area, which is Daikoku PA, which is in the middle of the overpasses in Yokohama where like sort of you've got K1, C1 intersecting with each other. It's all the flyovers. Every day and every night, it's just a normal parking station. But if you go like a Sunday morning or Thursday, Friday, pretty much any night when Auto Salon on, there's people there. And it's either people in hired cars, and now you can hire anything in Japan.
What do you mean?
So they've got like, so all of the Liberty Walk cars, they've got all the hire companies have bought them. So you can hire a Liberty Walk car and drive it. You can hire a Valside RX-7 like Hans. You can hire, like the place that we hire from, Omoren, which is amazing. They're up in Noda. They look after us every year. Every year they're amazing. We get really fresh, really clean, really good, like new cars. They've got 86s, like I mean AE86s. Got AE86, AE85. They've got all of like, they've got Celica GT4s.
Looked after, right?
All of, yeah. I had a 3000 GT last year, which we'll talk about later.
Hey.
Later. But, and that reignited my love with that car, which we will discuss later.
We will.
We will.
Hold that fart in.
But this...
I choose to crop dust on the way out the door.
So, but the thing is, like, it just... there's either a bunch of people that are locals, but generally Auto Salon brings out the big hitters. So like I will talk about it now, but like obviously so you can present I'll send you pictures of Daikoku to put up while we're talking about this now.
We'll throw it up right here.
Throw it up now. And then there's there's pictures of like, so there's a top secret R35 and a Mines R35 turned up together. The same guy owns both of them. Like it's just disgustingly awesome. And I was like, and then I literally walked to the next row. I'm walking up and there was like 32 GTR. There was a 32 Mines GTR, which I didn't photograph because there was too many people around it. I was like, yeah, I like to get clean shots. I like taking good photos. I don't like people in them and that sort of stuff as much as is possible. I try and get stuff where nothing's sort of...
You don't want fucking people in it.
Yeah, I don't... I mean, if they're around it, I know, but like, I don't want people standing like halfway up the car and it fucks up the photo. So, but while I was there was a midnight purple 400R R33 And I walked up and thought, fuck, this thing's clean. I started taking photos around it. And then the owner was there and he was just chatting to his mates. And I looked through the window and he goes, here. And then unlocked the car and opened the door and pointed at me and then pointed into the driver's seat. I'm like, and I looked in and it looked like a brand new car. I sat in it. And I took a photo. I will show it to you. The car has 172 single kilometers on it. Bro, it looks and smells like it was built yesterday. Bro, that's a $5 million car. Like, and he's just like sitting in it. I was like, I got out of the car. I was like, holy fuck.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. I'd be like, it was just, I just couldn't, but the thing, I've got photos of it from every angle, which are going to be up in the pod. But just the thing was just immaculate. But that's the thing when I'm being in a car meet in a car park like that, or even a car show, and you see some of the guys that we deal with and that sort of stuff, and they're literally, the car's unlocked, like, and they've got people walking around like here, like gear knobs would go missing and like shit would go broken and that.
There's no
like
trust.
But over there, no one's a dick. Even foreigners aren't being a dick. You know, like you can just, and like you leave these cars that are like one of one, like built entirely out of carbon fiber, just unlocked, nothing goes missing. People walk around, everyone's respectful, everyone takes photos, but you know,
Tony won't even let me into his carbon fiber house. Like it's
Carbon fiber house.
But it just like as a car guy and now an older car guy, going and seeing the things that we get to see and the people that we get to deal with and that sort of stuff. And like, we used to buy the option DVDs. Remember, you buy the magazine to get the 2 DVDs that were attached to it.
Yep.
And it was some of the best watching ever. And like now people are still putting that up on Facebook. Of like the old school stuff, like the Mines GTR versus the Shark Garage GTR, and all of that stuff. They're the guys who we get to run into when we're at these shows, or some of them we do business with as well, and they're just so humble. And like we're playing video games as those guys, man. I'm like, you know, like you literally are building their cars in video games to drive and like look like your Tsuchiya or Orido or Taniguchi. And those guys are just mad chill and like super, and they're just humble.
It's probably as you would expect though, right? Don't you think? Like,
but Japanese culture is, and Tony he goes a bit to Japan as well. Not just China. But China. You know, some of my best friends are from China. Great place.
Wonderful place, China.
Great place, China. But I don't.
He's from Taiwan.
I know where he's from, but because I know where he's from. But that's what I said. Like, when it was like, you sent it to Australia. I'm like, that's the wrong place. But no, it's
Tasmania.
good. Tasmania.
That's not Australia.
But it's. But like when Tony goes to Taiwan and then goes to Japan, he knows what the culture's like. So having someone else to back up what I'm saying, people are super chill. Everyone's super respectful. Everything. And the easiest way to put it for people to understand is everyone colours in between the lines, which means everything just works. Even though there is so many people. There's 48 million people in Tokyo. That's the size of like Sydney, bro. And they've got double our population of our entire country in that space, and everything just works.
Isn't that fascinating, don't you think? Like,
if you look at the infrastructure, is just meticulous. Like, there's like 5 freeways running through the city in between the buildings.
Oh, I've heard the trains don't stop for anyone. Like, like if you jump in front of it, no offense, like no suicide shit, but like,
no, but like,
no one's stopping.
Oh, dude, like you literally have to. Your family has to apologize for making everyone else late. And then the government. For every minute that you made everyone late, your family has to pay that. It's like literally, if you fuck up the well-oiled machine,
don't expect any
it's
nice.
dishonor to your family. No, I'm not. Like, it's the truth.
Yeah, but yet so humble.
Yeah, but
so humble. Like, would you say that's your same experience as well? Like,
it's like the manners they have is fucking like and next level,
legit. And like I know, like. And like even pre-quaddy, we were talking about like having like convenience store experiences. Any time of the day, every single person that works in the place greets you enthusiastically, bro. Like You know, the guy in the 7-Eleven that I go to doesn't even look at me. He just points at the card machine. I'm like, all right, cool.
Bro, I was literally about to bring up, I had a coffee or a fucking breakfast the other day in a cafe, and the 17-year-old who was like trying to take my, like, was just not even stoked to even be taking my order. Like, just like, just like, hey, you want a bacon egg roll? It's like, yeah, dude, it's the easiest thing to make in the fucking world. Like, it's not hard to forget whatever.
Give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
It's like, oh, my pen ran out of ink. Like that, like the disparity, man. It's crazy.
But it's
exactly like that. That's how she did it.
But that's it. But it's disappointing. I mean, I'm not ragging on anything or anyone in particular, but it holds up a mirror to what everyone's expectations should be of actual customer service. Like, bro,
They are setting the bar, though. That is true.
They are setting the bar, but it's amazing because like there's even like when we go, it's winter, so it is fucking cold, and even in the rain, there's dudes like the police are on like most corners directing traffic because police have different divisions and different functions in Japan. They're not all the same sort. They have different uniforms, etc. Tony will tell you, but they've got directions to relocate traffic to keep everything moving smoothly, and they're literally out there. And we had a couple of days of rain there, and it was 1 degree and raining, and they're literally out there smiling and bowing as you drive past, directing you with a billy club. I'm like, dude, I would be hating my life if I was, but that's like smiling and bowing and letting you go through the traffic. I'm like, dude, like but it's just, like I said, everyone makes everything function because it's for the greater good, which is an important step.
Yeah.
So
seems to follow through into their cars, believe it or not.
But, and as we often talk about the manufacturing quality and the final product that comes out of Japan is very, very difficult to fault, if at all. And
I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's really, really funny that you bring that up. And I'm only getting this from, this is third-party information, right? Like my bosses went there and whatnot. They're only telling me what they've seen and what they were sort of visualizing in their head. This year, Tokyo Auto Salon 2025 was more... It's just not that it's never not been, but it was very like Japanese. I know that's going to sound really weird to everyone else listening into this, but what I mean by that is there was less of a focus on like aftermarket components and people and companies from overseas. It was like everything was Japan. Like, and it was promoted heavily, like hard, like barely any Euro cars, barely like none of that stuff. It was gone. Would you agree with that? Like, is that
100%? So So Tokyo Auto Salon is held over 11 halls. So each hall...
Paint a picture for everyone.
Each hall's about... guesstimating, so using the best of my autism. Each hall is about 3 football fields in surface area, floor, and there's 11 of them. So there's a lot of space. And like it's just literally, and like we went on the trade day on the Friday, so there's no public until 2 p.m. We got there at 8 in the morning, and then by the time everyone got in at 2, we kept walking around until about 4. But then we went back again on the Saturday, just to see little bits and pieces that we didn't quite get the time for. But it's if you, some of it, I mean, it depends on what you're there for. Like we have businesses that we represent in Australia that we have to go and see and make an appearance and chat to the owners and do some business talk, but then we get to do some cool stuff with them as well, like hang out and see the cars before the general public and that sort of stuff, which is an eye-opening experience too, because like I said to you before, we get to see everything before it's fingerprint smudged. Because I mean, like, not people aren't generally rough with anything, but there's like, it's just when you see it when it's literally just rolled out of a truck. So it's just been built. No one's touched it.
No one's breathed on it.
Yeah, no one's even breathed on it yet, bro. Like, and like it's cool. So we get to see Mugen, we get to see ASM, we get to see the Aritos, which is cool because we get to do some cool stuff with some cool people, and it's interesting. But seeing the focus on it being, and it's always obviously for the greater good of Japan. But there's the amount of space that they had inside Auto Salon for presentations of brands that weren't Japanese owned or manufactured was very small.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I think so it should be.
Yeah.
Personally, but like, I mean, everything has its place. And like we've said before, there's made in China and then there's made in China. But it's but
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, but there's a huge amount of disparity between a Chinese made product from a Chinese brand that is literally just marketing something for their local market, or there's like an iPhone and a Samsung are made in China too. Technically, that's made in China.
Yeah.
Then it's made in China. So they're very different things. But I mean, the disparity between those two levels is not something that I think Japan wants to fuck with generally. And that's from my personal experience. I'm not making a statement on behalf of Japan, nor should I. But I just
How dare you?
How dare you?
but no, just in terms of like, that's my observation. It's just like, but there's cool stuff all over the event. There's things around the event, like there's Australian pop-up shows, like so Peaches and the Lowdown both had events. We went to both of them. They were both great. There was a heap of guys that we know from here that were at the shows, either taking photos or had cars there, or were part of the event, which was really good. Like I said, we had a few of our boys there. So we had Tony and Kylie from Yakuza Motorsports, and then we had Dom and Vo, the Import Monkey boys. So it was good. And we like I told you at dinner, I bought a Japanese car before our arrival, so we had a Toyota Estima, otherwise known as a
Tarago.
But over there, they're pretty sick. They got like auto electric sliding doors, velour interior, a little table in the back of it. It's classy. It's pretty cool, bro. It's like it's the limousine. No, it's funny because we got in and then Vo goes, Benny, he's got a Coke table. I'm like, and then fold down the armrests. We're literally on the way to Fuji on the Tomei Expressway. I looked in the mirror, I was like, Tony. I was like, oh, fuck, he's asleep. And like 20 minutes later, he wakes up and goes, fuck, cuz we're almost there. I'm like, yeah, I know you've been asleep. He goes, how fast are we going? I'm like, fast. He goes, credit to your driving, bro. I wasn't even feeling any of it. We were moving, but yeah. I mean, it's...
You're not allowed to disclose kilometers per hour in the country of Japan. Absolutely not.
No. But no, it's good. But like, I mean, the thing is, over in Japan, and because I'm such a stickler because of my OCD, sitting on the highway, they've got slow, normal, fast. Everything just moves. Everything works. So like on the freeway, it's like 110 zone, but everyone in the right lane is doing 130 or 40, and it just moves. And everyone who's not doing that speed gets the fuck out of the way.
Fuck, I wish we could implement that here.
But no one's getting booked for speeding because there's no incidents because everyone just moves.
Yeah.
Everything just keeps going. And like the worst traffic I've been in Japan, I have had worse experiences here.
Yeah.
And there's fucking 48 million people in that city, bro. Like, I'm like, how is it? My brain's like, do not compute.
It's very perplexing.
But it's just like I said, I think it's more about the people and them understanding that if I don't do my bit, this is going to fuck everyone up.
The butterfly effect, almost.
It is. It's like the ripple. So, but I like I said, back to the part where you asked what is the best part of Tokyo Auto Salon, is the atmosphere that it creates in the car culture population all over Tokyo, because there is literally, like I said, there's 10, and like there'd be more, but I mean, I know of 8 to 10 events every single day that we're there for 2 weeks, that it's very difficult to choose which ones you want to go to, and you can really only afford in terms of time to be at 2 per day.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much going on.
Just to paint the picture though, because we're not actually just talking about show car scene.
No, there's race car scene and like an OEM plus scene.
Drifting this.
There's street drifting at like fuck you o'clock in the morning as well, which is I send you the videos of it, and it's literally, it's wild shit. They're out in like fucking 500 horsepower chases and stuff on the street, just destroying tires. You can hear them literally clap bouncing the crap out of it from 100 meters away. Reverse entry on a street, on a 6-lane street. I'm like,
no one's dead.
but like and it just goes in and literally like the exhaust touches the gutter on the way through. Ting, the sparks come off. And like they're just accurate. It's unbelievable. But
we grew up in the wrong place, basically.
I say that all the time. I get home and my wife's like, "How was it?" I'm like, "We're moving there." but
we can't.
Exactly. But it's an incredible place because of the people and obviously I'm a bit biased because I grew up with Japanese car culture as one of my favorite things. Like, and getting to go to places and do things that I would otherwise only be able to do in Gran Turismo or read in magazines or watch on Google walkthroughs and stuff like that is really it's been a life-changing experience. And like I said, having the opportunity to share it this year with a bunch of my mates on top of my business partners, it's always like you get to have experiences which create lifelong memories, which is worth more than anything I could buy. And it's just a huge delight to be a part of the whole process because we've been to car unveilings. So we got to go to RWB and literally like Nakai-san's walking around and the funny things are just, but like, dude, he's like chaining cigarettes.
Someone's lighting him for him, right?
On the floor in a pair of Crocs and Scooby-Doo pajamas. I'm not even kidding. I've got the photos here and he's literally sitting in his big red armchair that's always in the videos, and we're all crowded around him. He's got a dart hanging out of his mouth with his foot up, Scooby-Doo pajamas. He's literally been out the back building cars. That place smells like dart smoke and fiberglass resin. And one of my very good friends, Angie King, met us there because she owns RWB in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, we're here at the same time. Let's catch up. It's been ages. So we went and I took the boys and they were like, I can't believe we're here, which was cool. So we got photos and hung out with him while he was building some stuff, which was cool. But that's a bit more of a
inner circle.
It's an inner circle thing, and it's a lot.
For sure.
More,
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult to get to, and it's not even close to the city. It's like an hour and a half away from the city.
Yeah.
So
But
it's kind of a
if you know,
drive.
you know, and
if you know, and you kind of need to know someone to get in there.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was
Which is also equally just as cool because
dude,
you're like,
it was mega. Was absolutely mega, and we got to hang out and do some cool stuff. But like generally, it's not like I go just to it's obviously it's for work, so we can see what's coming for the year, so we can plan out what we're doing, where we're looking to go with product, and what's available to us, and how we can better service our clients in terms of what they might want for their builds and that sort of stuff, and things that look like they'll be, especially stuff that's made in short numbers. Like a lot of our ASM product is made in extremely limited numbers, and most of it is to order.
Yeah.
So all the carbon is made to order, so it doesn't hang, it doesn't warp, nothing. It's all dry formed, so it's all made. It's like a 6 to 9 month wait for most of the parts. That's why we only have like one, if any, in stock, because it's very difficult to store and to keep in form. And
but it's specialized. It's specialized.
It's extremely expensive too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of it at our stand at Time Attack. So that's what we're going over there to do and to see what's being developed for the new year, so we can have our finger on the pulse, as it might be.
Yeah.
There's some really exciting stuff coming out for the new FL5 Civic Type R from Mugen. There's stuff coming from HKS as well. There's some stuff coming direct from Marito, which is again photos. Ta-da! So he's got a red Type R that's off chops. All of the
How do you mean though?
it's got custom made carbon bodywork with over fenders, like clip-on over fender spats as well.
Yeah.
Fresh set of Advan GTs with 809Rs, which is some good gear. So he's an Advan development driver and he's a sponsored athlete too. So they're the right stuff. But he had like all of the gear on his Porsche as well, which is it's just really, really tastefully modified. But there is coming throughout the year is on plan at the moment from Arito. So from Yokohama 559, he's got a turbo and ECU upgrade for the FL5 Type R as well. So we're in talks with some of the people in the local community about potentially having something to do with that, in terms of being able to put that out there for someone to use here and to test it in our environment. So there's a bit of work to do with it locally. We're just trying to pick the right people. So we've got a handful of guys that we deal with that are showing some interest in it. So fingers crossed. But yeah, no, it was, amongst other things, there was a few other visits we did while we were there, which we've chatted about. So
I've got to ask. There's something that I'm dying to know, because I think the one thing that separates Japan Auto Salon from anything that's sort of happened previously in Australia or perhaps many other events around the world, I'd like both of you to sort of fill me in here. But there's shit going on at this event where I'm like, I wish it would happen here. Take, for example, the old guy who is in a glass chamber in the middle of the fucking exhibition center building a fucking GTR engine. Like a full RB engine. He's just assembling it. He's in a glass chamber. No one's allowed in there. It's just him in his old fisherman jacket. and he's there building an engine. Like, I know I don't need you to confirm if that's real or not. I know it's fucking real because I saw a video, but like that shit is next level. That to me is fascinating. Like,
it goes back to the craftsmanship quality.
Yeah.
Like, and Tony will confirm this, the Japanese take everything seriously. And there is no ifs or buts when it comes to doing your job. There's no fucking around. It is done the right way the first time, or it's not done. That's it. There's no ifs or buts. And that's why, like, they'll literally, if they get, like, into a development of something and it doesn't look like it's going to meet the expectations, it goes in the bin before they even finish it. Like, just like, no, that's it. Bang. Melt it. Start again.
Yeah.
Like, just bin it and we'll do it again.
Yeah. To a normal person, it's like a job or a task and it just needs to be done. To them, it's like an artwork. It must be fucking picture perfect.
Yeah. But even as an example, 7-Eleven, like I said, everyone in there, or at Lawson or Family Mart, everyone greets you. Everything, the place is spotless, 24 fucking hours a day. There is not even, and there's
nothing missing from shelves.
Bro, there's no street trash cans in Japan, and there is not a single piece of rubbish on the ground. I'm not even kidding. There is not in Tokyo, Maine. There is no trash cans, and there is no rubbish on the ground. We were standing either side of the road in Ginza, like at this intersection of Tsukiji and Ginza, which is like it's a fucking 8-lane street. So there's us on one side of the road and like 300 Japanese people on the other side of the road. There's not a single car coming. Nobody jaywalked. Everyone waits. The green man comes. Everyone crosses the road like a formation and then fucks off in their own direction and the day carries on. It just
works.
It is a well-oiled machine and fuck me, I want to be part of it. It's unbelievable. Like but just the level of precision keeps my OCD in check the whole time we're there. I have never been so happy. Honestly, because the traffic works, the people, everyone's considerate.
Everything's on time.
Everything's on time. If shit's early, it waits. So if the time is 12:01, it waits to 12:01 and 5 seconds and then fucks off to the next station.
Yeah.
It's like literally, we caught the JR last year and we stopped outside of the Tomei area and it literally got there and sat on the station for 4 minutes with the doors open because it was early.
Imagine having so much confidence in your transport system. You're like, oh, okay, I can feel relaxed knowing that I can maybe leave 5 minutes later than I normally would at home because I know without fail this train or bus is going to leave at this time and I'm still going to get to work 5 minutes early.
Yeah, but like it's literal, and like that's the thing. Like you get, and it sat on the station for like 4 minutes with the doors open. I'm like, something wrong, and Jake was like, he goes, no, just wait, they do this. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, it will leave at 12:01. I was like, oh, cool. And then the doors went, bing, it went poof, the next station opened. I'm like. So he goes, it'll leave at 12:03. And then it does. It's just poof, poof, poof. And you get to, like, there's no one misses the train because the train was early and the train is never late. It's just, bro, it's a science and it's so comforting. And because, like, and I will say this too, because of the amount of infrastructure and the size of the population, all of the things that we use here work better there. So Google Maps... Google Maps, because there's more towers and there's more satellite activity, and Uber. Bro, I got Uber here, and it tries to pick me across the road from my house. Have you seen a sky shot of Tokyo? I can stand there, it will land in front of me. The Uber pulls up in front of me. Hey, I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. And like, it stops at my foot.
Yeah.
I can't get it to stop across the street from my fucking house here. You know what I mean? Like it's
no, I need you to walk around the corner.
I'm just around the corner. I'm like, not what I did, but you know, like it's.
I knew you were going to make a voice.
But you know what I mean? Like it just everything just, and that's another thing where everything that we already use works better there because of like I said, a number of factors. But I was just blown away with the same technology working better in a place that. In retrospect, seeing how large their network is and that sort of stuff, it makes sense. But just it's mind-boggling how sharp the technology actually is in a much better developed place. It's got a much higher population. It's because Australia, as big as our country is a very very small population.
Yeah, 100%.
So to see it that technology operating in a gargantuan fashion in such a highly populated area is really impressive.
Yeah.
So
I think going back to my original question about like seeing the old guy in the fisherman jacket building a fucking RB engine in a glass chamber. That is something that is truly different to what you would expect or see at any type of car show here in Australia. But my question is to you guys is like, if you have a favorite, I want to know about it. But like, what is something that you've seen at Tokyo Auto Salon, or maybe other shows, I don't know, that you would love to fucking have here? That you would just love. It could be an expectation. It could be an event. It could be going in a glass chamber. It could be, it honestly could just be bringing back the wild fucking gargantuan builds that people just clearly have not stopped building in Japan, because even the fucking stereo system, neon light, fucking crazy shit, like it just in massive SUVs is just beyond anything I've ever seen before.
I don't think you can compare. Like,
I'm not saying to compare, but what would you want?
It's on a completely different level. Like, they have their bar set fucking high. Fucking high. You go in there, not one car will have stock wheels or some shit-looking wheels. That's the most basic. Wheels
And no one
tires.
runs copies.
Yeah. Everything's perfect. That's the most basic. I'd say, safely say, 80% of the cars there, bonnets are open. We're looking at inside the engine bay, not just cars sitting there. And everything inside an engine bay is like a mirror. It's like a mirror. I could put pasta on it and eat. I'll put ramen on it and eat off it. Actually, I'll get a beating if I do that.
But you know, but it's true. But like Tony's right, because the presentation of everything matters. Because to go and then put something on display that, like back to my earlier point, if it's not done right, it just doesn't get done. They're just like
It's gonna be perfect.
Or otherwise, it's just you just are a commuter.
It's not worth it.
If you're a
Just
car
honoring your
guy,
name.
if you're a car guy, you're a car guy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, going real hard this year with some plusty dip and a sticker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's proper.
Yeah.
Or like, it depends on, like, no one rags on anyone for. That's the thing. There's no, when it comes to the car culture in Tokyo, it's not a contest. If you go to Daikoku any day or night, where there's a crowd of people there, there's exotics, there's JDM, there's
80s,
European,
yeah.
there's 80s, there's 90s, there's brand new. Like I said, the same dude owned the Mines 35 and the Top Secret 35 that pulled up with each other. Like, dude, they're cars you only see at Auto Salon or in magazines. The same guy owned both of them and turned up with his workshop manager.
Yeah.
Like, just shit you only see, like I said, stuff you only see on TV. If you're a car guy, it is a rite of passage. Do it. If you can afford it to go at that time of year, do it. It is just go. It will change your life. It will change your view on things. Go there with an open mind. People are great. And like, you'll run into a lot of people from home as well. And when everyone's in a better mindset, when you're not stressed out by the shit that goes on in Sydney, how expensive and fast moving and ugly everything is. Exactly. Like, I can't have everyone on toast. Bro, but eating there is cheap.
Yeah.
And like,
It is.
you boys know I can eat. Over there, $20 a day will do me just fine.
Yeah.
I can spend $35 on lunch in this country and still be hungry afterwards. So, you know what I mean? Like,
I remember going to Japan like when I was a much, much younger.
Wee lad.
But I do remember everything being affordable and just even street food just being restaurant quality and just as you said, everything just worked. There was a
Craftsmanship, yeah.
there was a standard. The standard, and as Tony said, the bar is high.
the bar is very high.
But to them is normal. That's their normal
yeah.
standard.
But that's their expectation is if you do something, you do it right. So there's no corner cutting like, that'll do. You know, it's not like near enough's good enough. Like cross threads are like tight thread, like fuck man, yeah, she's right, mate. Off you go. You know, like there's none of that. Like it's
The entire engine is binned.
Yeah, but you know what? The funny thing was when we're at RWB, we were like talking about. Remember that furor that was up? Like people are like who are Porsche purists are all like, you just stop destroying real cars. Like, dude, calm the fuck down. And then there was this whole thing where people were like, oh, he's so dodgy. He just like sticks on tow hooks with like body filler and Sikaflex. Yeah. So he made a hoodie for the end of year party, which was at Hard Rock Cafe, which was the day we went there. It was that night, but we already had other plans with someone else, so we didn't go to that. But he's got a hoodie that he took to that party and had at Auto Salon, which is literally, you know how you see like the cutout signs, how it's got like the men's and ladies for the bathroom and sort of stuff, and it's got like implementation, so it's got like fire extinguishers and stuff. So he's got that, but it's got a caulking gun in one square and a tow hook in another one, and it says RWB headquarters, and I nearly fucking died. I was like, that is the best segue I have ever seen. And he's literally just, he's like, fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Like, he's just like literally giving it to whoever's making fun of him. Like, just zero fucks, man. And I love that. It was hilarious because we're there. I literally just walking around. Dude, he's so chill. And he's building these monster machines. Like, laying on the floor. It's got air jacks and like he's literally got a dart hanging in his mouth, laying under a car that he's just finished building. Like, air jack, wood block, reverses the car up. Hey, stop. Like, put the car up. Psst, and he comes out.
Let us begin.
And then he was into it and like just working. But there's people in there and he's still working. But you see how he turns out the work that he does, because it's the thing is that people only see the parts where he's putting everything together and think that it's a slap up job, and they've never seen any of it in person.
It's where the social media part is not real.
But yes, he can do it at speed because he's been doing it for that long. Bro, he built like some preposterous amount of cars when he was in America. I think he's got like 96 cars to build this year. Just 2025. And that was fucking a month ago when we were there.
Yeah.
He already has 96 cars scheduled to build this year. That's 2.5 cars a week for the rest of the year.
Imagine when he had 50% of his lung capacity. The guy would have been limber.
But you know what I mean? It's just but like there's the thing is, if you,
I'm gonna help you out here. Keep talking.
there's a whole bunch of stuff that people don't see, and the thing that I'm most disappointed with in the car community, and I'm not talking about Sydney or Australia, I'm just talking about in general, is where people form an opinion that thinks it has any kind of authority over a situation with zero comparison and zero physical or personal experience with the actual product, or
You mean zero education behind it?
but it's like it's armchair experts. And like, this is the thing that I say to everyone. I've said it to you boys when I've been working on your cars. Everyone's an expert until expertise is required.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Oh, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What do I mean? I'm like, if you know, show me how the fuck we do it.
Yeah.
And people just, I'm like, so again, what does my number plate say? Tire guy.
Say my name, bitch. Say my name.
Savage boys.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, I don't say stuff unless I know it to be true. But that's the thing, is where like so many people come unstuck these days, and the problem is the internet's a scary place when you're too dumb.
Well, no, just all the dumb people on it now.
That's what I'm saying, but there's people who are so easily influenced, or think that someone having an opinion on the internet makes them some authority of some description on anything, or just regardless of the content. I'm like, that doesn't mean that it's true just because you saw it online. Please don't go down that garden path.
That's like the gullible mum who watches something on TV and be like, but the TV man said it. The weatherman said it was going to rain. It still hasn't rained.
But like, oh, dude, that's another thing that's on the piss. The weather's just out of control.
Oh, don't, man. If you say anything more, it will fucking torrential rain during
My
this potty.
first one, I thought that I was looking at Tony like, the lid gonna rip off this motherfucker or what? Because like the roof was going while we were sitting at the back.
Do you like how far we've come?
We've come to the front of the building.
Are you not entertained?
But no, at least it's a bit cooler this time.
We're leveling up.
Tony thought we should have insulation.
Well, I've got version 3 coming up.
Virgin 3.
Version 3.
Virgin 3, tighter than the first two.
Yes, indeed. It's cooler.
But
But do you like how far we've come? Literally 10 meters from where we had that room that we
And
built
the
with wood.
But I will say that it's quieter and it's a bit cooler.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it makes it hard because people see stuff. They see a snippet of something and think that that's the whole process. And the problem is, and you work in media, So you know how easily it can be manipulated to look like something else.
Yeah.
And, dude, like, I'll put this pretty simply. If it was that shit and that cheap, why would you have a bunch of millionaires queuing up to have cars built by him? They get to see the final product first. Those guys literally fly there, go and see him, see what he can do, and go, right, here's my order.
That's right.
Dude, there's zero reason for me to say an untruth here. I've seen the cars. Bro. Shit lines up.
It's impressive. That's what's actually
it's
more
millimeter correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like it's a bit rough. He's not just doing anything.
Yeah.
There is no just in that. I don't know, and like we've been talking about Japanese craftsmanship the whole way through. There is no just doing anything in Japan. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because like I've seen the cars, and yeah, I've got friends that own them. They're pretty special.
Yeah.
So as much as I'm a Porsche guy and like but that's not exactly
It's
like
neither here nor there.
Yeah, but
Like-
it's turning one of my favorite cars into something different.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a position to hate on anyone else's abilities because I don't ever step that boundary. I know what I can do.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with anything else. I'm like, I do this really well. Everyone else does that. So,
Yeah.
but you've met the guys that I work with, and like I've got a guy for that. I've got a guy for that. I do what I do,
Yeah.
and that's all I need to do.
That's right.
Do it the right way. So,
Tony, my guy for everything, technically.
yeah. But that's you've got a guy for like you got to have like when it comes to building cars, you got to have a guy who's got skills elsewhere. I'm like, I'm not going to pretend like I can do that stuff. I'm like, I got a guy who can paint. I got a guy who can panel. I got a guy who can do like aluminium, titanium, all that sort of stuff.
There's a difference between having a crack when you're doing it at home in your garage, but also wanting a picture perfect car.
Yeah.
You're
But
probably going to send it to a professional.
There's backyarding stuff to get it running.
Yeah.
To get it to those guys.
Yeah.
And then there's what you want your final product to be.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Big wings. All of the wang.
Big wang.
But,
Just like the wangs we had earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about... Beep. No,
No, but on the talk of masterpieces and picture perfect builds, what were your favorite from Auto Salon?
True.
I know it's like impossible to pick, but like what were like a couple of your top most memorable ones, or like that stood out to you?
I will say, like, and like you guys know, I'm a bandit for the HKS, but I got to see their R34R, like active.
The active arrow wing.
I got to see that in demonstration. So that was really special.
Wait, what do you mean? Where?
At the show. Because we were a trade, we were there before the public.
Yeah, yeah.
So the girl from HKS North America and the guys from HKS Japan were literally standing there talking to the international media while I was in the background. I was like, hey, what's up, guys? But no, it was, and they were demonstrating the active aero.
Oh,
and I
shit.
just stood back. I'm like, holy fuck, this is a life-changing moment. I got to see it working, bro. And I was like, and they were talking about how they're going to further develop it. I'm like, and then they were talking about the setup, and I looked under the hood. I'm like, that looks familiar. It was good. No, it was really, really like, and I would say that. And don't hate me for saying this, but the new Honda Prelude looks really good. I just don't want it to be. I don't want it to be a hybrid. I really don't.
That's fair. Would you agree with that?
Bro, you know,
I would love for that thing. And like I said, I had when we were over dinner, like we had for a day while we were down there, we went and did some spirited mountain driving through the Hakone region with a GR Corolla and an FL5 Type R, which we got from Omaran. Thanks, guys. Amazing service, as always. But those cars are both phenomenal in their own right. But I would love to see the Prelude have that as an underpinning, because that is by far and away the best front-wheel drive car
Underpinning
ever.
or a way to sign it off, sorry. Like,
Well, I mean, like that should be the skeleton on which the Prelude exists,
yeah. Okay.
because that setup is without a doubt, and I can say this with full confidence, the best front-wheel drive car ever built. And I've owned.
stated here.
But bro, like, I drove that thing. I drove it, and it is a very good car. Like it drives in a fashion unlike any other front-wheel drive car ever. And I've driven Focus RS.
You got to build the dream here. You got to explain it to people.
So it doesn't handle like you would traditionally expect a front-wheel drive car with that amount of power too. It's very well balanced in terms of its handling position. If you haven't driven a powerful front-wheel drive car before, it will take some getting used to. But the thing rev matches. Like, it's got a 6-speed short shift, really, really like generous clutch system. All of it's like, it's just the electronic factor isn't over dominating, but it has some real smarts about it because it's Formula One technology. So I mean, I as you know, you've heard before, I don't like paddle cars. Yes, they're faster, but I like the feel factor. So
Yeah.
And like we said over dinner, if I could buy both cars, I would.
Yeah.
But if I had to buy one and not modify it, the Honda wins. If I could buy one and modify it, the Corolla wins.
Yeah.
Because I can think of things that I could do to the Corolla that would just put it at the Honda's level.
Yeah.
Which is the disparity between the two in terms of price as well. So, I mean, they're not exactly in the same league.
But it's frighteningly good.
Oh, it is a phenomenal car, without a doubt. And it's fun and comfortable to drive. But we're talking about Japan. Nice roads, no potholes. Here, like I said, if I owned one here, I'd have to put smaller wheels on it, just because it would just like 19s.
Forget about it.
Bum, bum.
See you later. Ding, ding.
No problem. But yeah, I mean, phenomenally like, and it's not just the VTEC boys that rave about them. If it's like, oh, it's a Honda, dude. It's a very good car.
It is.
And like, yes, I do a lot with Honda, but that's not why I'm saying it. I had choices. Like, there was GTRs and everything I could have had. I'm like,
Done it.
I'm like, done it. Kind of, I own RBs. So, I mean, I'm like, let's do something different. I haven't driven one of these properly yet. I've driven one around the corner, but I'm like, let's get a few miles on it. So, it was very good. So
Gave it a slap
I was very happy with it. It was a great performing car. Corolla equally as good, but I just think it was let down a little bit by I don't think from factory it's low enough. But again, it's built as a modifiers platform. Could be lower and needs deeper seats. But again, big boy.
Built as the modifiers platform, like that's the next era of car.
Yeah, well, the whole GR platform is kind of that. Even the Supra is in that position.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, remember, I've worked on these Supras since they came out. So, and I've done some...
And I still rate them highly. I don't know what all the fucking hate was all about. I thought it was great.
Everyone's like, oh, it's a BMW. I'm like, the automatic ones, they feel very much like an M4. And I've driven all of them. But I remember last year I had the 3-pedal one when they were brand new.
Yeah.
Bro, that thing's a weapon. And we're in Tokyo last year and I had one that was brand new, 3 pedals. That was very Toyota.
Yeah.
It was the handling package in that car and the chassis tuning is very Toyota. And I was just like, you know what, this is a bit of me.
On the topic of the Supra, I couldn't help but notice looking at Tokyo Auto Salon how many fucking wide body Supras there were. And they are fat. Is it the Varus or whatever it is, the Varus wide body? That green thing?
Yeah.
Did you see the golden one?
There was
the cool car or whatever it is, the gold.
I don't know how you say it, but like KUHL.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
one. That was like a fucking dragon.
The only way I know that is because radium was riddled through all their fucking cars.
But we had when I sort of crossed paths with Troy without realizing, because he took photos literally. I'm like, I was there right then. So I saw it.
Oh, one sec.
Sweet.
We good?
And we are back live.
We are back live. This
Sorry
is
for the
it's
interruption.
6 o'clock in the morning, and that was Big Sean.
Big Sean. Up next, Tiger.
You know what was? Remember you interviewed my boy Pete. So he's the goods. Mister. Just have a go.
Mr. Do-it-all.
Just have
Give
a
it a
go.
go.
Just have a go.
Just have a crack.
Just have a crack. Yeah.
Have a cat.
Pete's the best. I love having him around.
He is,
He's good value. But
Dude, Pete is literally salt of the earth.
he is so chill, and I love it because I'll ring him up and he goes, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Ring a ding ding, this is the king."
Oh my god!
But there's we muck around with each other heaps. And there's like he'll call me, and then if I answer and if I'm not around anyone, if I'm just rolling around in the van, I'll be like, "Peter Patterson, come on down."
It rolls off the tongue.
Peter Patterson. Peter Patterson.
Shout out, Peter, because I know you're listening.
No, he's my guy.
Anyway, I'll keep it into the recording because we had some technical difficulties. You were talking about how you bumped into Troy and Jill after Tony had just mentioned the cool cars, or however you pronounce it, and I said, how cool are wide-body Toyota Supras?
But I called Troy because I was like, look, I didn't get to see him because remember I told you we sort of, I know we crossed paths in the show because I saw his photos. I was like, I was right there right then. So I'm like, spewing because we had other things to do with other people.
Yeah.
Just didn't line up. So, it was really some of the stuff like because a lot of the boys at home here are starting to get new cars that are Japanese in origin, and like a lot of what I did when I was there was taking photos of mods that are for those cars, like the new 250 Prado and that sort of thing. A few of my mates have got them coming. One of them's already got them. So Daniel from Benzine's got his one. And we're trying to work out a mod program for that as well. So I was taking photos of everything for him and some other photos from mate Andrew, was good. But like, I mean, there's whatever your flavor is in terms of automotive, there is something that will, pardon the pun, tickle your fancy, you know. There's something that will sort of, it will impress you or be like, wow, that's how it's done. There is, like I said, there's 11 halls and they're big. So
But that's where I'm trying to like draw the disparity, because I don't know if you guys, I mean, you obviously saw everything, but I don't know if you and me are seeing something that I didn't see, because I'm like, I didn't see any like Evos. I didn't see any... Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think because it's a lot of the other halls, like the back end. So the main halls is like sort of between 1 to 6 is sort of where the bigger brands are. And then they've got smaller tuning houses and then the model car companies and accessory builders and then the car clubs and that sort of stuff in the other halls, like further along. So like 9 to 11 is on the other side of the precinct.
Yep.
At Makahari Mess is where they have the main. There's a giant shopping centre. It's sort of not indifferent to what we've got in Sydney, but much larger scale. So like you've got it's like having Market City, and then you've got the entertainment centre, international convention centre right there. So like that's sort of like that, but like in Japan, it's just on roids. But it's really good because you can go and like the train line runs right from it to it. So when we went on the second day, we literally went and parked 10 minutes up the road and just got on a train straight back to the venue because the parking was just nuts. On the public days, it's just people everywhere. So we went and parked like 2 suburbs up and then caught a 3-minute train and got off at the door, which was great. So the boys did that. I was like, you want to get back the car? I parked it when we were up there, and then they went back and got it because when we got out, I was just like, I need to sit down and I think I'm going to have a train. So
yeah.
But no, it was good. But like, there's something in the show that if you are a car guy or girl, car person,
enthusiast.
That's
what they call us now.
There's a lot of different stuff. No matter what your taste is, because there's like you got the bozo culture over in Japan as well, with like all of the wild 80s and 70s cars with the giant. But those things are a work of art on their own, even if it's not your thing. You got to look at it. There's a lot of the craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't matter how someone does something. The craftsmanship that you see in just everything that they do over there with regards to automotive is sensational. Like, it's just... But, like I said, I'm a huge fan of it. Some people aren't. And I'm like, that's cool. But, like, that's what we're all about. So
Yeah.
But just having that exposure... to be able to be around that stuff, and like you see unveilings and cool stuff, like you get to see new product, and you get to see like Larry Chen's just walking around in car meets and just hanging out. It's like, hey, you know, it was but like because we met Larry like when we were at Time Attack, we've had interviews and that sort of stuff, and it's like, oh, good to see you, man. Like, but just like passing through, and like everyone's sort of with each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's no sort of like, it's not cliquey or anything. Like, the Peaches meet was cool. The Lowdown meet was really cool. And then we got to go to Auto Salon, and we went to Fuji a couple of times. Did the HKS factory tour because Tony from Yakuza organised that. So thanks, Tony. Thank you, Kylie. It was a great day. And then we took Tony to the Fuji Museum because he hadn't seen that yet. So we drove literally through the bottom of the Fuji mountain to get to the racetrack and the museum.
Yeah. And what a drive.
Oh, bro, like, it was snowing. Literally, we pulled over. I was like, I got to pull over and pee, and it was snowing outside the car. So it was pretty cool. So we had a really, just like I said, building experiences and having fun. But if you can get over there and see and feel and taste and smell and all of the things that are going on at that time of year in Tokyo, it's pretty, like, I think it's amazing.
It's sensational.
But it's very special. And cool, like, just go do some karaoke, do some stuff you can't do here in places that you can't do. So
I've got to ask now. A lot of people have probably been gathering whilst they've been listening to this show, or this episode, I should say, the experience and what you can expect and what is there. There's some very like thrilling, there's some very different things. It sounds like there's a lot going on at one time, so you're never going to be in a dull moment. But why should someone go? Why should someone go? Other than, yeah, I'm a car enthusiast, you need to experience this. Why do you need to go? My biggest one out of everything you said is because it is honestly a technological marvel. And I don't just mean like tech as in like, no, their fucking new LCD player looks fucking great. No, I mean like in every form of the science and the technological advancements that the cars that they make and what they do, particularly in Japan, is one fucking reason to go, because of what they unveil and what they show there is unlike anything you'll ever see in your life. That's my reason.
But like, it's a hard thing to ask any of us because we kind of are huge fanboys for the whole scene. But look,
tell my boy from West Sydney right now.
Like, I mean, people who are watching this, they fuck with us anyway, so they know what we're about, and everyone's sort of on the same page. So anyone from the area, like, go, just do it. Like, you can see, like, we have a joke from our trip there as well, like, because we went and played some like midnight wangan in the middle of Tokyo at like fucking 11 o'clock at night, and there was like 7 of us, and we're in Bandai Namco, like literally in like they got like time zones on steroids over there, and it's like 6 stories of inside a building in the middle of a city, and they're every 2 blocks. We're in there and we're like racing, and then Tony's like, I want to challenge you guys, and he challenged, and then they come through at the end and just smashed everybody out on the C1. He's like, Matuk's number 1! And that was our call for the rest of the trip. There's photos of us doing this everywhere we went. It was just funny stuff that we're all like at dinner, and like he's like, Dom, what's this we're eating? He said, book, I'm meow meow. It was so many good things, and we made so many memories. But like, if you do go and you can take your boys or your girls or whoever you want to take with you, do it. You'll all it's a screamer of a time. Especially if you go prepared to experience things. And, like, if you haven't been, look up things that people do there just generally. Like, things like going to, just simple things like going to 7-Eleven or, like, Family Mart or Lawson. It's an experience. Go and do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, catch the public transport. Like I said, the Google Maps and all that, it's so accurate. It'll tell you what train carriage to get in.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like, bro, the train's got 13 carriages that says get in carriage number 6. Like, it's that accurate. Because then when you pull up the next station, it literally gets you off. Carriage 6 pulls up at mark number 6 on the platform. You walk 3 meters to the left and down the staircase, you'll be where you need to be. That's how organized everything is, bro. It's just bananas.
Yeah.
Like, it's that good. And I was like, what the, and like, one time I literally fell asleep on the train. Last year I fell asleep on the train for like 3 stations. And I woke up, I was like, I'm in the wrong place. I got off. Showed him my ticket, showed him the number of the station I need to be at, and the lady pointed at a red sign, and just literally you follow the red sign all the way around, and then like get on number, and then like translated for me on Google, get in carriage number 7. I got in carriage number 7, got off 3 stops later. I walked out the exit, and I came up where I got out in the morning. Like, accurate, bro. Yeah. Accurate. I was just like,
I thought you were picking up your phone just then for a second just to prove it.
No, it's legit. Like, that's how accurate their trains and everything are. Like, you get out, you get on carriage number 6 so that you get off at exit number 6.
Yeah.
And I was confused by that when I first went over there, but now I get it.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, but if you can go and be part of that, do it as a group. Take your mates. You make experiences that you'll have memories of for the rest of your life, and they are worth more than anything you can buy. I promise you.
So group, be prepared to experience things.
Yeah, be open-minded.
Open-minded.
Everything.
Well, like I said,
bring back what you
I
like.
like that one. Try everything.
Try everything.
Especially the food.
Bro, the food is, and I look at me, I can eat. So the food is, but like, again, you can eat out there and it's cheap.
Yeah.
Like, compared to Sydney prices, like, it's not, globally, it's not particularly cheap, but the stuff comes out and like if you're at a restaurant, it's fucking artwork, bro. It is like it looks like it was like made by robots. It's that perfect.
You don't even have to worry if you don't know how to speak Japanese.
Yeah,
You've
you
got a
just look
vending
at-
machine. Just look at the photos and you press it.
Yeah, bro. I did the make your own ramen machine. It makes your ramen fresh.
Yeah.
There's a soba machine that was across the street from our house. You can literally go and you just like at like whatever hour in the morning you put in your like your $3 and it makes fresh noodles. And puts them out at the bottom of the
It's
machine.
blowing his mind. He's like, what do you want of me?
Bro, I was like, when I first went to Japan, I was like, nah. I've seen stuff on the internet like, oh, they got all these vending machines to do everything. I'm like, yeah, sure, bro. Like at Daikoku, there's an opening that's the size of this showroom. That's literally all the way along, all the way. That wall is all just vending machines, and they got the vending machine has 2 sections, hot and cold. So you can have hot coffee, hot tea, or iced
Cold
tea,
coffee and cold tea.
cold coffee, cold tea, like melon water, melon soda, every type of Fanta that exists, everything, like everything.
It's beautiful. When are we going?
Bro, like I told you, next year. I spoke to you while I was there. I'm like, bro, you're coming next year, right? Like it was.
We have a
Maybe,
dilemma.
maybe.
We have a dilemma because
He's
we
like,
do have to go to
Summernats,
Summernats,
yeah, I know.
and we have cars in
Next
Summernats.
year is the weekend where it latches right over. It's the identical weekend.
Not that it
Second-
would have made any difference this year. Literally, the moment Summernats finished, you had to get on a plane the next day to fly to Japan.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like it's
It's definitely something you have to experience. But
it is. It's just.
you can't describe it.
I can't. But to put it pretty simply, as an enthusiast, it ticks every box. Because it's all of like, and people who haven't been, and people who don't understand, just think, yeah, Tokyo Drift, cool. It's so much more.
It's
than
so
that.
much more than
It's
that.
so much more than that. It's not just that. That's a snippet of one side of one playing card in the deck that is Tokyo.
Yeah, because they're
Like-
fucking brilliant at everything other than
Dude,
drifting.
dude, like it's fucking frightening. Like, and they're such humble people.
Yeah.
Everyone's just on board to help you have the best experience
Yeah.
because they're proud.
I got a hot tip. Put your phone away maybe just for a fucking little bit and actually just enjoy it.
Bro, literally, my phone was not being used as a phone while we're there.
Yeah.
Data was off.
Yeah.
It was just as a camera.
Yeah.
That is, I know. I only made phone calls to the boys when we got lost and stuff. Like
Yeah.
we'll be in a show or something, and I'm like looking around because when you're my size and you're in a Japanese place, there's not a lot of people that are my size, so I can like see over. But then I'm like, hang on, I'm looking for 2 Asians as well.
Oh no.
I was like, hang on a minute. I was like looking around. I'm like, fuck this, boom, man. And then Dom's like over here. So like it was, yeah, but it was really good because, like I said, and me and the boys grew up together, so we can be lewd as shit with each other everywhere, and it's funny because it's fun for us. It doesn't, and that's the thing where everyone gets their panties in a bunch these days. Is if you are fucking with each other in public, and some people are like, oh, yeah,
Don't be offended for me.
I'm not offended for me. Why are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just. But
You're not
we talk to each other how we talk to each other because it's how we do it.
Yeah.
And it's funny to us, and that's all that matters. We're the people in the conversation. It's an A/B conversation. See your way to fuck out of it. So like.
All right, I've got something for you boys that I want to know because something that, I don't know if it was because of Tokyo Auto Salon or maybe I've just been thinking about this every single day whilst I drive to work. But underrated cars. Okay, Tokyo Auto Salon did have something to do with this.
You go first.
Underrated cars.
Underrated? Okay,
And
sorry.
it can't be a Commodore. Don't fucking bring that
let
shit.
me before this, though, I want to hear your two opinions on one of the most probably hated cars at Auto Salon.
It's difficult to bring that word into that context.
Disliked by many or a majority if they're a true car enthusiast.
BMW.
Okay, are you trying to think of the car?
Me?
It was none other. You're a big fan of them, the Nissan Skyline, but
Which one?
it was the EV swapped one.
No, look, I think that's more of a flex to show that it can be done. It's not necessarily. I think it was more of a we can do it. And let me tell you, if there was an EV that I would own, that was the one. I've zero interest in owning an EV just because
You're at the right table. Yeah.
Like we spoke about over dinner, which I'm not gonna. It's not a conspiracy theory. I'm not gonna get involved in that. But I mean, my doctor's got 2 Teslas, and yes, they're fast, but that can't. I'm a car guy. It needs to talk, and by talk I mean vibrate on my frequency.
No personality, no soul, no.
I've got a bond with all of the cars I've ever owned.
Yeah.
And like some of them are pretty special, and like some of them have died, and I mean, like it's upsetting, but like I mean, and people who think that like that Clarkson thing where you think that a car is just a lump of steel and full of wires and rubber, and it's the people who aren't us don't get it.
Yeah.
So but
What were you about to say, Tones?
Me?
Yeah, you were about to say something.
No, I was saying that. I was saying what you two thought about it. Yeah. About the EV.
yeah, but like that's the thing. Like I don't, as much as I would, anything that's an R32 GTR is fun for me. I think is hilarious because like I'm like, haha, Nissan can actually do it, but like I'm like, I don't feel bad because it's not like they butchered something that they can't remanufacture. I've been in the Nismo factory. I've seen them building some really special stuff. So I know what they can do.
I didn't really pay much attention to it. Like it's just a thing that happened.
No, but everyone messaged it to me. Did you see this? I'm like,
I'm just going to tell you no.
If you look at them from outside,
I'm like, it looks exactly like an R30 GTR.
It's exactly.
Yeah, how would you know? How would you know?
Yeah, because it won't go.
One not the RB. No,
it won't be like when you put the clutch pedal in.
That one you can only hear from inside the car. It's
like
got
that,
speakers in it,
like that Indian cheap.
William Knifeman. Do you get those?
I get them all the time. Everyone's like, "Look, it's you again."
I am William Knifeman.
It's like, remember we were talking about over dinner, like you were like putting your car on the truck last year, like, clunk. But like they've got to talk. They've got to talk. That's what I just.
Dude, exactly. And the EV wouldn't do that to you unless it had no battery. But I'm sorry, that is actually the perfect scenario. Because if you're like us at Hot Imports Night at the end of 2023 in October, and we're trying to leave, and so is fucking everyone else who's trying to leave the event, but they can't because the R31 needs to rev up to 3,000 so we can get out of the fucking car park.
Yeah, but everyone was like, they're like, oh, just move on, mate. But it was like crawling. I'm like, I'm not moving. I just ended up turning the car off. I was like, because the fuel pump's like, oh, or we're sitting still. I'm like,
I feel sorry with people with headphones in today.
We got to roll the truck in.
But it was just, I was like, and then the truck was on the other side. And I was like, all right, cool. And then when I got out of the back of the passenger side, I'm like, poof, up the back street. Yeah. So and then luckily I got Mario to wait with the truck closer because the highways were at the roundabout.
I remember.
So yeah, I would have been toasted. Nicely toasted.
Nice. Smelling it. Smelling
but
it.
yeah, but I mean, like as much as I would never own an EV for personal reasons, and that's perfectly all right. But there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't add up for me. But if you were looking for, we were talking about like favorite all-time cars.
Underrated.
Underrated, but then Tony flipped it and he goes underrated, but also most hated. The guy's trying to fucking rap. Like I don't.
Underrated cars. Benny, you go first. Underrated cars.
Underrated cars. I told you guys this last year and you're going to be angry with this because last year while we were in Japan, I had a 3000 GT, otherwise known as a Mitsubishi GTO for the day, which put me on the pathway of like, I had forgotten how good they were because it had been, what am I now, 40? So yeah, it was.
They're sick.
19 years since I'd driven one.
It's sick.
Actually, no, 16 years, but like 19 years since I'd driven the first one I ever driven. But I drove an OEM Plus one while I was there, which was literally just like still factory interior, had a Momo wheel in it, had the factory wheels on it, nice set of tires, Fujitsu exhaust, and a Apexi intake, and it drove so nicely, and it was smooth, and
it's so nice to look at.
They were the direct comparison between the 32, 33, 34 GTR because they developed over time. I had a 98 97, 98. Either way, 97 or 98 MR, which was direct with a V-Spec 33.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually faster and did about a quarter mile. But
Over time, yeah.
But I mean, it depends on what. I'm a huge Nissan fanboy. We know this, but I was like, you know what? I can fuck with that. I like it, and I was like, so since then I've been looking at them in Japan. I'm like, eh. But there's been some stuff going on that I've been developing with our businesses and that sort of stuff. I'm like, the better use the money there. So to sort of grow stuff and get us in a position where we're able to do these things. So yeah, but like that's moving forward. That's the plan, to get a 3000 GT/GTO. And I know that's a favourite of yours, so don't worry, I'll let you drive it.
Thank you. Thank you. I genuinely believe that car, just the looks of it alone. Like if I go back to tuned meets or whatever, I want to see one. I want to see one there. I just think, and there's FTOs everywhere, right? Again, still don't see them, but they look so good. They look so good, and I want someone to re-wheel convert one.
Remember, is it Gran Turismo? Gran Turismo 1 had that HD section, and you got the
Lean back.
Gran Turismo 1 had that HD section where, like, which was not even close to HD now, but it was the higher definition part. So it had the Tokyo Metro freeway, and you could drive an FTO LM. That was the first time where I was like, this is all right. And then like they started coming into Australia when I was sort of 17 as like imports, but they were still new cars then.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Like, you know, Myvec 6-cylinder 2-litre, revved hard, was good.
I have no dramas with the whole front wheel drive thing either. I don't. I just think it would be fucking cool to have a rear wheel drive one if you could convert it, which you were saying is possible.
So I have seen someone's done a all-wheel drive 4G63 conversion out of a Evo 3 GSR. I think the intermediate shaft had to be changed or something like that. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I know it's off the top of my head, it's been done, which would make that thing like a weapon. It's like I want to do that with a Mirage. Put a GSR Evo 3 into a Mirage. That would be like, I've seen one, and Steve sent me a picture of one. He goes, "Can we do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can." He goes, "That'd be fucking cool." I'm like, "Yes, it would."
That would trip some people out,
bro.
man.
But they're frightening fast in a short wheelbase like that too.
Yeah, true.
Low center of gravity, like, yeah, it's pretty wild. But I mean, there's a lot of things that are underrated that, like, if you've got the time and the effort to do it. But the old ADRs are just, everyone's like, it doesn't comply. I'm like, dude, a Ferrari F40 doesn't comply with the ADRs, but you can get an LX Tirana with a 383 road registered. I'm like, yeah, because that makes sense. Like,
It's a Tirana.
I was like, you know, something that was built in the backyard by two guys with a can of piss, like with a carton of piss between them.
Yep.
And then you've got an ultra supercar made out of Kevlar. Nah, can't be done, mate. Sorry. Like, I don't know. It's just, but some of it's just a little bit frighteningly silly. But, you know.
Tones, underrated car.
Why?
I want to hear it.
That you don't see much.
Yeah.
Or even.
I want to see it back on the
I've only
roads.
seen it one. One of those are running out.
One.
Ring to rule them all.
4-door R34s.
Oh, dude.
4-door
No.
R34s. You barely see them.
No, mate of mine's got one. Brooke Yates. And the thing's mint. And, like, he's had it for years. His brother's Bo, the drift champion. So,
okay.
So you used to go down Warrenora and just watch them ripping skids on their, like, golf carts and stuff. So hilarious. But no, he's an old mate of mine, but he's got one that's mint. I love that thing. But I was like, they used to be cheap-ish. But now, like, when America could start buying, like, R34 stuff, they're now, like, 30 grand for a 4-door automatic. I'm like, bro, like, they were, like, you could get them for, like, $7,000. Like,
Don't, Benny. Don't rub it in.
No.
Anyway.
Back in the days. Stories.
But, like, I've seen people convert them and put, like, a proper, like, GTR. Because they made R33 GTRs in 4-door. But they didn't make R34. But so people have done conversion kits and, like, bolted, like, they've done the proper bent metal steel, like, rear guard conversion, fabricated the doors into the crease and everything.
Sounds like that's the journey that this man's about to embark on.
Yes. But I mean, it's like there's a huge amount of things that can be done. It's just time and money.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, I'm a massive fan. You don't need to convert me on that one, Tone. I'm all there.
Oh, I would just say it was an underrated car that I barely seen.
What's the last time you saw one?
Last time I saw one, the one that I saw was cool, but I'd say disrespect as well.
Not looked after.
It was
Bad
a Barra
boy.
in a 34.
Oh,
We know what that one.
Oh.
But nah, Skylines must just be RBs. RBs any day. Just
Yep.
like the EVs, nah. RBs.
but I just
Full stop. It was a cool build, but not the right place, not the right car.
Not the right owner.
But I mean, there's a lot of things that people do that. Like, I never rag on anyone for doing their own thing with a car. It's up to you, but like you can't. I got to be careful how I say this.
I'm not shitting
I
on
don't think
anyone.
it's a-
No, not that. I mean, because it can reflect into other parts of society. Without pointing this at anyone in particular, it's no. I'm just trying to think of things that aren't going to come off. So, as much as you believe in something, doesn't mean that everyone else has to participate in it.
Correct.
Yes.
That's as clean as I can put it, and it refers to a lot of things that are happening now, with regards to a lot of particular.
China.
China, China. You know what I'm saying? Some of us friends are from China.
But it goes with a lot of things, like a lot of people, and like I said, the internet's a scary place for dumb people because a lot of people who are undereducated in terms of the world on whole see things online or on TV, and then that's the gospel. That's how it is, and it's misinformation. And free-to-air TV nowadays is just advertising wrapped in news. We don't even have free-to-air at home, so my son can't.
Can't tell you the last time I watched it.
So my son can't even see it. So I'm like, cool. But I don't. A lot of people will say a lot of things, and then a lot of people who are undereducated, not uneducated, undereducated in terms of how things may work out in the world, take that as that's fact. Having an opinion does not make you right. And research is not reading one thing.
Seeing
It's
multiple,
compiling multiple things tested in the same fashion of the same description to then ascertain which of them
to come up with a compelling argument that you think is right.
But the comparisons need to be made by the same person on the same day with those variations.
Yeah.
That's how research works. It's not reading something online and going, well, I've researched it. And
Challenge everything you read in here. I live by that. Year 10 modern history taught me that.
Challenge everything.
Challenge everything.
PlayStation.
Do you like that sound effect I did just then? And then it would go. That's THQ for all the fucking old school gamers out there.
turn it up.
Oh, God.
But I mean, there's like I said, it's just that applies everywhere. But I mean, I just want people to understand that there's more to it. And like I said, if you feel like this stuff, if you want to know what's what, go and do something like going to Auto Salon. It will show you what is actually what. Because there's very few people in Japan speak fluent English. But when it's cars, you don't need to speak English to know what's going on.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And there's so much stuff that you will see and that you will hear and like just be around and like you speak with your eyes. You know what I mean? Like
And your smile and your laughter. And your,
but like I said, there's other people that you meet while you're at these shows. Like the guys from Donut Garage were there as well. We saw them at the Lowdown or the Peaches, one of them. No, Lowdown, I think. Yeah. But just seeing other guys that are about what you're about, and girls, obviously, but guys I use collectively as a people.
Yeah. You're allowed to do that now.
Not, yeah.
DEI.
I don't. It's not a male or female or whatever you identify as. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
guys in terms of people.
To all my pencils out there.
Yes, exactly. To all my peoples. But it's an experience that you should have if it's possible. Like, because anyone can go lay on a beach, but not everyone can go and see that kind of thing. And I would suggest before it becomes the world of EV, you go and do it while there's still petrol pumpers.
I also agree with that.
That's
So what you're saying is every single person who's listening to this podcast, including everyone in this room, we're all going to Japan Tokyo Auto Salon next year.
well, it'd be good, but yeah, we've got to organise it better.
Mr. Gilmore. I believe that's Mr. Gilmore's.
That is Sergeant.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
To finish off, Benny, you brought us some gifts from Tokyo Auto
I did.
Salon.
So who wants to go first?
Tony.
Tony, go.
Here, to make this easier.
You should just do it.
Sorry.
You should just explain what you brought.
Okay, cool.
Quick,
It's
pump it through.
It's been a minute. All right, cool. So,
See which goodies they were.
first off is that's
Shit!
That's from Liberty Walk. That's their, I think, R34 and their R34 and their race truck. So I got that from Liberty Walk for you.
Dude, now I want a truck and a car that looks the same.
Yeah, how sick does that look?
Yes.
Frame's coming for it.
Yeah, very, very good. So
Delayed shipping, Oz Post.
I got a pair of Tane nitrile
Tank glove!
no, is that going to the workshop?
Make sure you keep your hand protected.
To be fair, he does need that. The calluses have been getting unreal.
I got
you
you
can
a Blitz Katakana keyring from Blitz.
That is very sexy.
And I
Matches
also
the 32 wheels.
very good.
nice.
And I got you a carbon valve side keyring.
Does that mean I need a 370 or a RX-7?
Oh, it depends on how much money you want to spend. I'll let you decide that. But that's actually carbon fiber, and it's made out of the stuff they make their cars out of. So.
Hello, my name's Benny, and I import cars from Japan.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
So yeah, if you're in the market to buy any of those cars that we can start building together, let me know. But yeah, no, I just thought I'd get you guys something because you always support us, and it's always good to be a part of what you guys are doing.
You're too kind.
Now, Mr. Gilmore,
Too kind. Thank you.
come on
Arigato.
down. Domo arigatou gozaimashita.
I'll race this here because I'm
Alright.
closer.
So, as you can see on the bag, everybody, on the bag.
Hey, that's me!
Oh my God, it's Tums.
All right, cool. So wait a moment.
Wait 1 moment, please. What is it? Oh, it's a fail-side carbon keyring.
Yes.
So to add to your carbon keyring collection from last year.
That's actually fucking sick.
Yeah. So and
it's got-
because I know you have been modifying your wang, I got you some Tane glove too. I was like, the boys are gonna love these. I was like, yep.
fuck
hang on.
yeah.
And is there any? Oh, okay. Wait.
Can I just say that the Japanese representative of Tane has been coming around all of last year. He went to all the dealers. His name's Bob. Bob! I always think of Bob from Minions. Dude, the guy is a fucking, like a hoot. Like, he's fucking funny.
Yeah.
If you're ever listening to this, which I'm sure you won't. But Bob, you are, I know that's not your real name, but you are a legend. He was so fucking funny, man. And I will always remember him. That is now Tane in my memory, etched into my memory. It's Bob!
Bob,
What's your name?
Bob. Do you want to talk about the community access program?
Remember that Bobcat Goldthwait when he was in the Police Academy movies?
Can I talk to you about the community access program?
Oh god! Sometimes I hate this memory because it's annoying. And finally,
Close your eyes, big boy.
all right, there we go. Car? Well, it's there's part of a car on it, so yeah.
Oh, shit!
In case we don't know your name,
Dude, you know what? It's so fucking Japan as well. Obviously, other than the brand.
That's literally the Tom's badge that goes on their Supras.
No, I know, but it's just the fact that it is fucking chrome shine on a hat. Like, can I just say the one thing about Japan? And Tokyo Drift did do this well. Their fashion sense and art style is unlike anything in the fucking world. I'm sorry, Japan, for swearing. But,
Unbelievable.
dude, next level. I fucking love this. Because I normally wouldn't go out of my way to get something like this, but this is actually sick. Thank you so much.
I saw it. They had a stitch one, and then I was like, I saw that one with that, and I'm like, oh, it's like it's a bit much, but I know you'll fucking rock it because you love my hats. You've got like 3 of them now.
Watch me rock up to work tomorrow, and they're like, "You didn't go to Tokyo Auto Salon. How'd you get this?"
Yeah. So I saw it and I was like, no, you'll love it because, yeah.
Boys looking fly.
So I thought, yeah, that's a bit of you. So
Thank you. And it's black. Yes, I know. It's fucking great. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
bro. I'm glad that you boys appreciate the stuff. So I just wanted to bring a little bit of Auto Salon back. And, you know, it's, like I said, if you can't be with me, I'll just bring a touch of it home for you.
Thank you.
It's, like I said, let's try and seriously arrange next year because it's a good time and it's, it will inevitably change over time. And I just, what it has been so far for us is really an experience that I want more people to have. But that comes from me as like having been a car guy for a long time. And like, I mean, car guy like this.
Yeah.
Because the local scene is great and I've been to a lot of car shows here and like back in the day when I was a kid, like going to racetracks and going to like Auto Salon here and that sort of stuff. But the Tokyo Auto Salon is just, it's a different level. And because I've been a JDM fanboy since I was a kid. So like being able to experience and meet the guys that built the cars that I've seen over years and like in like the hot import magazines and Option magazine I used to buy to get the DVD so I could watch it and see Arito racing Taniguchi and
On grainy footage that was like
4x3 and you're like I used to sit in my room like in my beanbag with my headphones on at like 3 a.m. watching it because they'd be cutting lines. I'm like, I can do that in Gran Turismo. I swear to God. I swear to God. But when I was younger and I used to take my mates for drives and I was scared to piss out of one of them one night. He goes, and we used to race each other in Gran Turismo. I used to dominate everybody. Everybody when I was in high school because I wasn't the most popular guy and I wasn't sporty, so I used to just read and play video games.
Yeah.
So I got really good at it. So, and he's like,
Story of my life.
he's like, I guess all that Gran Turismo paid off because he got out of my car and his footprints were in my carpet mats. He's like, holy fuck.
That's awesome.
So, but but there's so many good times that are connected to my friendships that I've still got from when I was a kid to cars. And a lot of it, and it's been like a lot of things that we've experienced, even us in this room, is due to our mutual love of cars. And that's what brought us together, other than the fact that you're a pair of sick cunts. But, you know, it's just, but it's,
Stop talking about yourself.
Just fucking shut up.
but it's good because you bond over stuff and it creates memories and relationships and you do things and go places and have experiences together that other people who aren't sort of on the page don't get. And it's like, they're the cool things.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why cars have been a huge part of my life in terms of the people that I've met, both good and bad. Some of the people that I've met over the years have been dicks, but they're not around anymore. But, you know, some of the best friendships that I've got, people who are family to me, is because of cars.
Yeah.
So, and it's like we're all, and like back in the day and like more commonly now, like remember when you had Danny when we were at Hot Import Nights, we're all, like we know all the same old crew and we were talking about like when things used to break and everyone would just go, shit, let's get it done. You want to get the car to the show or you want to get the car to the drags or the Wednesday night run, someone blows something and then it goes out, the call goes out. Before there was Instagram or Facebook
it's a
people
call.
are literally calling.
I need your help.
Have you got an input shaft for a 33 box, or have you got I've blown a seal on a diff in my Evo, like stuff like that. And the call used to go out, and people would be out like all night in the back of the pits.
The beacons are lit.
Yeah,
the beacons are lit, and everyone would just go crazy.
Everyone just goes, and shit got done. People put everything into it to get someone who's technically on paper is your rival back up and going, because then you can race.
Yeah.
Or then you can like go to a show, or then you can, but that community aspect is what I think us in this room and the people that we generally deal with are trying to bring back, because a lot of it got sort of diluted a lot by the internet and the lack of skill to communicate and
realism.
Yeah, that's it. You lose the personal touch and things become very difficult to reestablish, because it's a personal experience. It's not just not everything's like a Macca's drive-through. It's not just order taking. You know what I mean? Unless
you're in Japan.
Yeah. What? Actually, people they're like, oh, delivery. I'm like, dude, you've been able to get everything delivered over there forever. And on time. And like I said, the accuracy, like I said, the Ubers pull up at the end of my shoe, and the street's got 8 million people on it. Like,
I feel you.
yeah, but I mean, like I said, if you can get there, and all you guys got to do is just book your tickets.
Oh, I know how easy.
We're doing it.
I know how fucking easy it is. I could book a ticket right now. Still got to plan the logistics.
Open that laptop.
Open it now.
Do it. It's right next to China.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Group
5.
wide tickets.
5 tickets. Around the world.
Some of my favorite people are from China.
Tokyo Auto Salon is one of the greatest car events.
In the world. The beat and the chorus at the same time.
Was that a good Jeremy Clarkson? Was that good enough?
Oh, it's pretty good. But like I said, it's if you can put car enthusiast as a spectator sport, this is the world championship. You know what I mean? That's if you could, as an outsider, if you can so SEMA is right up there, but I have zero desire to go to America, just because for reasons.
China.
No, because of reasons, just reasons.
Yeah.
It's far, and I just Anyway, it's not a place that I have a desire to go to. So it's like literally the biggest car shows on earth are SEMA and TAS, which is Tokyo Auto Salon. So one I can readily go to and I do business at. Happy to do, and yeah. But it's really a cool experience, and you can get all this cool stuff. And like some of it's like you don't get anywhere else.
No, you don't. I can't get this here.
So yeah.
Do you think we've done Tokyo Auto Salon 2025 justice to finish off this potty?
Honestly, no. Like we
We could talk about this for a week. But like I said, I'll get all of the photos through to you on top of what we've spoken about tonight of the things that are relative. And like there's some really cool moments like where we did there's some photos. So when we did the HKS factory tour, they've just released the new FL5 Civic Type R modification package. They were shooting that car, like they were shooting all of the shots for the catalog while we were there. So I've got photos of them laying out the car to take photos of it. And then I've got some really nice photos of like us around the cars, and then Tony and I standing with Nobu from HKS in front of the mountain in between the factories, which is pretty cool. And then there's pictures of me and Steve and Tony all in the motor museum. Like just some really cool experiences. There's like some real, and even Tony said that was an Easter egg that he sort of didn't have in his trip plan, because as many people might have done it, it wasn't something that's hugely known about. So if you don't have plans to go to Fuji to the racetrack, you sort of don't know that it's there because it's inside a hotel which overlooks the track. But it's got all of the legend cars, like the 787B and its engine are in there next to the GT1 Toyota.
Yeah.
Like two of the biggest deals in JDM racing history next to each other. The real ones, not models, the real ones. So like, and then there's like they've got the HKS 32 GTR in there. They've got the Fujitsu 10 Mark 3 Supra. Like there's the Mark IV Denso Sard Supras in there as well. Like it's just all of the rally cars were there. So they had all the 555 Subarus. They had the Rally Art Evos. And then they got permanent fixtures of like IndyCar and NASCAR by Toyota up the other end. So like just some really cool stuff that you literally can't see anywhere else because they're the originals. So stuff like that, things you've got to do, got to see if you're a car dude, chick, person, whomever. Go and do that stuff because it's stuff that they're the original things you can only literally see on the internet or in video games.
Yeah.
It's just, I cannot describe how cool it is and the feeling that you get, like if you've never been there. It is
an experience though, right? Because you're not just rocking up and doing it. It is an experience.
But like behind, like literally, it's called Fuji Raceway because it's under the mountain. So Mount Fuji, like it's like there. And then it's
not the horizon.
No, it's there. There's the hotel. There's the racetrack. Like there. I got photos out the back of it of us standing and the mountain is behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's some really cool stuff, and like I said, just the backdrop of everything, like his postcard stuff.
Yeah.
Just
picturesque.
But like I said, the cleanliness of that country just is mind-boggling because of the size of its population.
Yeah.
But everything is neat, tidy, tucked in, coloured in the lines. Keeps my OCD in check the whole time I'm there. We're happy. It's very good, but to those who haven't been, please do. Beautiful country, beautiful people.
I think we're all going.
So on that note, if you want to go to Japan, go
Good
to
times.
csa.com,
Destinations, and click on the next to China page.
But it's
Use CCA 10% off at Flight Centre.
Yeah. No, if anyone is looking to go, I mean it is peak time, so it's not the cheapest time of year to go. However, worth every cent. Worth every cent. Please be organised. Don't catch a cheap flight that goes to 7 countries. Just
You got anything to back that up, Tones?
no. I got mates that have done it that way, and it just by the time you get there, you need 2 days to recover, and then if you got to go and crack out 20,000 steps at a car show, it's not the way you want to live.
No.
Plan it out, go there, experience it. Hard to describe. It's eye opening. It's
You got words of
completely
wisdom.
different, say.
Words of wisdom for the event. I want to hear from you.
Just go fucking see it. Simple.
Just go fucking see it.
There, go experience it.
No,
It's different.
But it makes as a car enthusiast, it makes you understand
Where it all came from.
No, but it's people who say when people say that's just the hype. No, it's not. Like you go there and you see that stuff. It's the real deal. There's no hype around it whatsoever because remember you go in there, you're not hearing people talk bullshit around it because unless you speak fluent Japanese, I speak a bit, nowhere near fluent. It's not you. Literally, you see it and my brain is just literally like, fill me up. It's just I'm just literally taking mental photographs of everything. I'm like, get in there because it's all of the stuff that you wish that you could physically see that's only ever been the thing of internet, magazine,
Video games.
And you're literally, I'm like there, you're just taking it all in. It's like, I don't walk through and with my phone and then walk away. Stuff that I want to see, I'll walk around and I fuck the shit out of it until I'm done. Because I just, my brain is just like, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. And some people are like, it's just a car. I'm like, some of the stuff that we're seeing, dude, the Pennzoil R34 race car, the GT500, the God car was there. And I walked around that thing for 10 minutes just looking at it. I have played over 100 hours of Gran Turismo in that car. Just that car.
Yeah.
But to be there and to know that that's the car. All three, I saw the Celsonic 34, 32 and the RCP 92A were all at Nissan headquarters in Yokohama. And I took Tony from Yakuza to see them. He's like, bro, this is a moment. I'm like, let me get your photo because you need to remember this.
Yeah.
So but you've seen he's been posting stuff worn it from our trip, tagging me in it, us standing inside Nissan headquarters, just fucking around with each other. That stuff you need to do and take your boys. Experience it.
Definitely have to do it as a group.
Yeah, it's an experience because you get to do the stupid shit that we do here, but there.
Yeah.
And it's fun because you're making memories. It's just the coolest stuff about that trip was the fact that we had each other, as well as the fact that we already knew that was the coolest shit in the world that we were doing.
But now you're doing the cool shit.
But we're doing the cool shit together.
Yeah.
You can make as many memories and laugh as much as you want at home. But when you're in Mecca for car guys, JDM car guys, together, it's just the sky's the limit, bro. You can make as many memories and as much good times as you want, but doing it like that, I will never forget that trip in particular because it was just so much fun. None of us did anything stupid. No one got hurt. No, nothing. Nothing had to be dangerous, but we just had fun. We went out, played video games till late at night. We ate convenience store food. We drank a whole heap of Boss coffees. It was just, it was fun. It was fun, and we got to do it together, that's probably the coolest part about it, is we got to do everything that we did with each other and make memories that will last for the rest of our lives. And we got to do cool shit that you don't just get to do here. And it's not to Australia is a beautiful country, and we got a very good life here, and like a fantastic economy and a good place to live and that sort of stuff. But there's just things as a Japanese car enthusiast,
Just a normal car enthusiast. You're limited.
Yeah, that's the thing. But like, because that's literally where our favorite stuff comes from, and it's like when it's all on show, that is peak time to be there.
Yeah.
Peak. So.
And on that note, Tony,
go,
do you
mate.
want to sign us out?
That's it then. Benny, if people want to follow you,
Ginza Garage Imports on Instagram, and then there's Contact Patch Solutions on Instagram as well. Hit me up if you need anything. Otherwise, it was just great to join you guys again and to share some experiences. But yeah, sorry it was a bit long-winded, but it's
not at all. This is
it's really it's hard to put it all together because there's so much went on and we had so much fun and it was just cool. Like because I was sending you guys stuff while I was there.
Yeah,
just like,
I
you
know.
just touch the surface of like a whole trip.
Yeah.
I remember, like, as you said, Tones, it's almost impossible. You could sit here for a week and actually talk about it. We could break it down in a million different ways. But how about this? Next time, when we all go and we are creating all these memories, we will film it.
Oh, dude.
We will put it all together, and I'll paint you the best picture possible of what the experience actually is like.
You know what we'll do? We'll do a potty from live inside a 7-Eleven.
With all our cars out the front.
Sounds good.
Dude, that's that
Our rented cars, bro.
some of that photography that I did, like remember the 7-Eleven shots I sent you from Fuji? That was literally just leaving. And the boys said to me afterwards, they're like, you know, these people are just obviously they're used to it because they live here, but no, but like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, it's not just a fanboy thing to do, but Mount Fuji is just glorious. Like, no matter how you look at it, like stormy, clear sky, but like to our good fortune, we've had really good weather when we've been there.
Mm.
Like the last day that we were there down at Fuji, it rained a bit. We were there for a race, which is fine. It's made the racing more interesting, but like literally, but like it goes from like, because it was winter, it goes from rain to snow like that.
Yeah.
So that gets a bit. But no, it's. We said to each other, like, people that live there,
Must be so normal.
but they don't. Obviously, they've just become used to it because it's their home. But like, we look at it and it's like,
This is heaven.
it is, and they're literally just commuting and like going to work and that sort of stuff. But they're living in the foothills of one of the 7 wonders of the world, and it's just from every angle, bro. It's gorgeous, and I'm taking photos of it with my phone that look mind blowing. But what I could see with my eyes was literally like taking my breath away.
Yeah.
It's just, when I told you when I drove down there for the first time last year, as soon as it appeared in the windscreen, I was like, oh my God, that's actually it. And then we got closer. When we got to the track, I got out in the car park and I just stood there for like 5 minutes and I was almost crying because I was like, I can't believe I'm actually here. Like, because it was just, there's so much, I don't know, maybe I'm just too
There's
emotional.
just a lot of lead up to it.
There's a lot of lead up to it. It was a huge moment for me to actually be in front of Mount Fuji at the racetrack. I was like, oh my God.
And I'm sure I'd probably have a very similar experience, to be honest. So I'm very moved by music, so I can probably like relate to what you're saying, and in that moment you can understand, especially what that means, and if there is a race going on or cars going around, or I had the opportunity to race on it, you're like, oh my God.
Dude, like it's literally it's just silence because there was no one on track yet. So I'm literally standing like.
It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite feelings.
The track
in the
was
world.
there, and I'm literally standing in the paddock, and all you hear is like just the wind, and there was just like snow drifting off the top of the mountain. I'm like, I was like, I can't believe I'm the only one seeing this. I'm like, obviously I'm not the only one seeing it, but like I was standing there.
It feels like you're alone.
It just.
Yeah.
It just stops.
And then all of a sudden.
But it's for that moment, I was like, how lucky am I? Like, to have that moment where I was sort of like, and that's one of the things about Japan. It's so beautiful, regardless of why you're there.
Mm.
If you are a person with any kind of feelings or emotions and you're moved by anything, there will be something for you there.
Yeah.
Go.
I agree with that.
Yep.
It's just, like I said, the nature's beautiful, the people are beautiful. It's a marvel to be around people in their everyday life there because everything is just so precise.
Yeah.
just to see the well-oiled machine at full tilt. It's fucking unbelievable. Like the amount of people they can move with such efficiency.
If you sell it anymore, I'm just gonna have to book a ticket tomorrow.
But like that's what I'm saying is like you wanted all of my thoughts about that. Why would we go? And like I said, even to those who aren't car people, even if you went just to go.
Oh, dude, it's a fascinating place.
Go for a day, enjoy the city, try the food.
Every street corner.
Yeah.
Dude, but like that's the thing. Like we last year when we stayed in Skiji, that's one of the fish districts of Tokyo, Maine, and every corner had a fresh sashimi like shop, and like by shop I mean like they're literally dicing up fresh fish that have been caught that morning, and you can buy and it makes it look retarded because it's so cheap versus what you pay here for sashimi or whatever here, like or carpaccio or whatever. There, it's like you buy like a tray of it. It's the size of this little garage, like that size footprint, which here is like $30 or $40. It's like $8.
Yeah.
But like it's literally they'll go, hey, and they'll like just cut it up, put it in a box and seal it up, and then hey, hand it over. Then you like, how is it? And then they'll ask you what you want, and like, bro, like we literally walked past a couple of times, and Steve's like, he goes, we need to get some of that. I was like, yes, we do. And it was literally the best sashimi, and it's off a fucking street corner, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It was, but that's it. Like I said, like Tony and I said earlier tonight, if you do it, it's just done right.
Yeah.
There is no ifs or buts.
There's no worry.
No, it's like my travel experiences have been like that in a lot of places. Like the best espresso I've ever had was at a fucking Italian service station. Like, I'm not even kidding, bro. I was at a service station in Tuscany. It was the best espresso I've had in my life.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, I was like,
couple of sweat,
and I was like,
couple of pubes in there.
I was like,
hey.
no, I was no, but like it was just like it was at an Lajip, like a service station, and I was like, I'll have another one. They're like, I'm like, one more. Oh. And I had another one. I was like, no, it's that good twice. It is that good twice. But there's just having normal experiences and that sort of stuff is the cool thing, is when you have them in a different culture with different people and different circumstances. That's where you grow as a person, I've found, because you realize that there's more to life than what you have become accustomed to.
I agree with that.
And they're things that have made me grow as a person and hopefully made me a more well-rounded individual so I can deal with the world in a different way. But I just try and be the best person I can be to everyone else, and it's kind of up to them to fuck that up. I'll be good to all of you.
Just don't fuck it up.
No, so like, but it's up to you. Like I said, I am the same to everyone. You guys know that. I'm the same to everyone.
Yeah.
And until you're not.
Yeah.
So
takeaway,
just like Tony.
Just like Tony.
Go enjoy Japan.
Nothing to do with China.
China.
You know, they're saying maybe the best ever.
They're very cheap. Okay. On that note, we should sign it off. It's been a long one.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on again. It's always a scream, and let's go and make some more memories.
Thank you very much for coming on, Benny. Thank you. Thank you for bringing us the gifts. Thank you for showing us your stories. And thank you to the viewers and the listeners that have made it to the end. It means a lot to us. If you want to give us a like, comment, follow, share, let us know what else you want us to talk about, who you want on, what do you want to see. Let us know. Let us know in the comment section below. And until next time.
Right now.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.